Okay. So first I will go with this groundwater depletion. I think I'm audible, right? I'm audible. Hello. No response. Aishwarya, Anusha, Nanda, Kishore. Hello. Yeah, they're shouting. Yes. Okay, audible. Okay, okay. So fourth model, you have environmental science. I think three models she covered, Diva madam. So I'm taking the fourth and fifth model. You have 1.5 units remaining. So today I'll just do three concept because this is the first class I'm doing for you. Uh, so actually, my name is Shukla. I'm from environmental engineering background. So this is quite relevant to me, but because I have other things to take, I was not. I never used to take this subject, environmental science and all. Uh, okay, because Diva madam got some other lab, so they have assigned me to finish remaining units. So I'll be starting fourth model. So you know what groundwater depletion happening in the world because humans are using the groundwater extensively, right? In Bangalore, if you see, we are getting the groundwater in higher rate, and also there is not recharging happening, and even the agriculture land they also need water. They usually depend groundwater because it's very reliable, right? It is very reliable source in construction of new houses. First thing what people do is you will build on borewell, right? So because of extensive use of groundwater, which is nothing but a borewell water, we are getting this depletion of groundwater. So this is one of the cause. Today we try to see why it's happening, because why how it's related to your branch, because many people are from different interdisciplinary here. You will be doing a lot of high tech instrument. You'll be developing a lot of instrument here in ENC and all. You'll be developing some sensors to measure the groundwater, like that. Even ozone, you have satellite. You will be studying about ozone layer, how it has evolved. So like that, many causes related to your interdisciplinary manner. So that's why you have this subject is common to everyone. Environmental science. Okay, so we will study this thing today. So what groundwater depletion is? Okay, so what is depletion? Is nothing but something is deficiency happening. Okay, so you know it is a very valuable resource of the world, groundwater. Uh, in mountain regions, if you see, there is no surface water exists, right? In Himalayas and all, so solely they are dependent on groundwater. It's a very good source when there is no lakes or rivers are not available or it's inaccessible. That time this groundwater is very reliable. Okay, so we will try to see what this and all. Yeah, so I'm here, I think. So now we talk about India. So you know it, right? In India, source of drinking water is about half of the total population. Means there is a scarcity in water in India, and nearly all rural population and other agriculture needs it's not meeting. Okay, groundwater depletion. Groundwater depletion, a term often defined as a long-term water level decline caused by sustained groundwater pumping, is a key issue associated with groundwater use. Many areas of the country are experiencing groundwater depletion. Groundwater depletion primarily caused by sustained groundwater pumping. So I already told you is we are pumping out a lot of water here. That is the main cause of this groundwater depletion. So we have to sustain the groundwater. Means we have to do something so that the decline level will not go, beyond the threshold limit. Okay, so we'll see that. Okay, let's clear this. Okay, so some negative effect I'm covering now, or all the negative effect in the groundwater depletion. So in Bangalore, you will be digging out a lot of, higher depth and all, but still the wells are dried up, right? The renovation cost for a new bore well, it's very higher rate. You already experienced this thing, drying of wells in Bangalore, right? So that happening here. So next year, reduction of water in streams and lakes. So in streams and lakes also, some water will be reduced. Why? Because recharging will be taking place, right? Here also water will be there. The soil strata will be here. So recharging of water happens. If it is not excessive, this is groundwater table we call. Okay, below the earth's surface, it will be there. So in lakes also some water start, recharging into the groundwater. So lakes also, some reduction of water we will see. Okay, next, deterioration of water quality. So the quality of water, we will see some deterioration because of this groundwater depletion. Mean in terms of, some parameter is associated with, like, quality means you have a lot of parameters, like you have TDS, you have hardness. This is all main parameters. TDS you have, and hardness you have. So these things will get deteriorated. Because why deteriorated means, as long as depletion is happening, there is a filtration of new water coming, and it will pass through many rock strata. So that is why some solids and hardness start increasing. Okay, so next you have increased pumping cost. If you want to get, water, groundwater or borewell water at higher depth, so the electricity that you have to provide is higher, right, for your house. So that cost for pumping will increase, and labs land subsidence also increase. Means new land to buy, we will go to some area where groundwater is good, right? When you're buying for any new site for construction, so the land subsidence will increase. Okay, so these are the few effects I have. So I will move on. Yeah. So next we will see how we can do, what we can do about this groundwater, uh, in depletion that causing actually. So this is very related to the easy people and even serious people, because they will be developing some sensors to know how much groundwater is lost using, you know some sensors. They will try to input those sensors in some locations, and that will give you data how much groundwater is available, or is it polluted, like that. So when you're developing, you should know all this concept. Okay, so how recharge it take place, that I'll be covering now. So you already know hydrological process, where water moves downward from surface water and groundwater. I mean, you have a cycle like that, hydrological cycle. Some of the part of water, it will be infiltrated, so that that process is one way where you can recharge the groundwater. But in houses, how you will do? You just, your borewell will be there. From that, you try to, uh, create some flow, or some, uh, rainwater harvesting, like that. You try to give the point to the direct borewells, so that your borewell also get recharged. I mean, borewell groundwater get recharged. Okay, so that is two way. So we will see more way. You already know, I think, water cycle, you have something infiltrated, so that is artificial groundwater recharge happens. So, and also in aquifer, means some, in the rock strata you will see this. in the rock strata like this. There is some passage will be there like this. This is we call aquifer. Here also water can be stored, and this water ultimately will pass through groundwater. Okay, so like that also happens. So we'll see more on this. What are all the way? So here in the diagram you're seeing mainly through infiltration recharge is happening, and sometimes runoff. This runoff, if it's taking place in the rock strata, so there is some more features will be there like aquifer where it can hold the water. Okay, so there also some recharge will take place. Okay, so we move on to next thing. So we will see how recharging will take place now. In some areas of the world, people face serious water shortage. I think these are sentences. So we directly go to the points how recharge will take place. So see here, yeah. So first you have rainfall, main source for groundwater recharge. Other source includes recharge from rivers, streams, irrigation water. Means uh, you will be know in your college you have one Palanli lake. Your college associated with, I mean, it comes in Dwaraka Nagara. There you have a lake, Palanhalli. So if you staying here, your borewell water will be very good. Why? Because in this lake, the recharging is taking place at higher rate because already water is stored here. So recharging is taking place because okay. So that is thing. Next, you have rainfall is limited for a fixed duration. Natural recharge of groundwater is restricted to particular period only. So you have limited fixed duration natural recharge of groundwater. I mean, in the rainy season only, this type of recharge will take place in a higher rate. That's what they're telling. So next, we have large volume of rainfall flows into sea and evaporated. Since we cannot depend on the rain to reach groundwater, we have to adopt artificial methods that are low in cost and easy to use. So this you in the houses and all you will be seeing this. We directly do what rainwater harvesting, right? Rainwater harvesting. What it is, your roof will be there like this. So in this roof area, some passage they will do. Here your borewell will be there, right? So all the rain coming in the roof, which is coming like this, it will be made to go directly near to your borewell. Okay, this is called rainwater harvesting. Okay, so this is some low cost method we try to do to recharge this groundwater. Okay, so we'll try to move on quickly. So what are the some factors I'm doing now? What are the factors we have to consider for this rainwater? Uh, you know, to recharge groundwater. What are the factors we have to consider? So that's why I'm covering now. So you already know one example in lakes, groundwater is higher rate, and in other it is low. So the availability of water also important, and availability of wastewater also important. Why? The waste will be passed through open drains, right? Open kucha type like this. So if it is soil, obviously it will be infiltrated, right? Soil is a good filtering media, so it will infiltrate this wastewater, and ultimately it will reach to groundwater. So like that you have many things. So we'll try to see one by one. Quantity of source, quality of source you have, then resultant water quality you have, clogging potential important. Means when this uh, when this flowing through some area where it has to be remain there only, we call as a wetland. We call wetland stuff like, I mean, it's a term where water will be stored in the soil strata. So that is clogging potential we call. This is also one way important factor for recharging the groundwater. So next you have depth of underground storage, transmission characteristics, you have legal constraint, you have cost, you have culture, you have. So legal means institution constraints. Some groundwater recharging we can't do in some area where we means some area will be using more groundwater if any apartment is there near to any college, right? So this is we consider as apartment, but here ground is there, one school is there. Okay, so here also water is needed, here also water is needed. So this is some land constraint will be there, this legal institutional constraint. So this is also one example. So like that you have factors, you go through all these things. I have explained important things. Okay, so we will see more on what are there. Yeah, clear. Okay. So one more topic I'm going to do now. You have understood groundwater depletion, it causes, and how you can recharge. So that one concept I covered till now. So now one more concept I'm doing now. It's called climate change. This is also one of the important global causes happening. Uh, so what climate change? You will be seeing many awareness in every news. You will be seeing the glacial are melting, right? I means the average temperature that you see is increasing. Even in the December month, you are seeing now in Bangalore. Here they used to grow apples here. If you go back 30, 40 years, 1930, 1940s, in Bangalore, they used to grow apples because the temperature was like that. Okay. So that is in December month we used to see. But now the average temperature in night you will see it is around 17 degree, right? But 30 around 60 year back it was 0 degree. Okay. So what is the difference now? This temperature difference causing some climate changes means sudden rainfall you are observing, some draft in summer, more drafts you are seeing. In rainy season, heavy rains you're seeing, heavy flood you're seeing. So these are all some climate changes happening because of human activity. Okay, this is some introduction I've given. So now we go through what is there in this notes. Okay, so the average weather of particular place is called climate. So it will be changing grammatically because of human interaction and influenced by temperature. This is the main parameter, temperature, and other meteorological conditions such as wind, precipitation, and glaciation. So wind, these are some other parameters. Main parameter is temperature. Okay. So long-term variation in temperature is major cause of climate change in environment. So I already given introduction about Bangalore. So long-term changes they're telling. Okay. So that is major cause of this climate change. So we move on quickly. What are all there? So what are the causes then? You have two causes. Main one is greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. So greenhouse gases means carbon dioxide. You have nitrogen. You have so these are the you know some gases, I mean, factors which is causing change in the climate pattern that you're observing every year. You're seeing a lot of floods, and in summer you're seeing a lot of droughts. So there's slight changes in the climate due to these two reasons. One is greenhouse gases. One more you have depletion in ozone layer. So first we will study today only ozone layer depletion. So this is some GIS model. I got it in Google's. How was there in 2014 ozone and how it is there in 2019. It's very only 4 years only they are given, but if you go back in 30, 40 years, it was completely good. I mean, this hole was not there. Okay, so now we are observing a lot of hole here. Means it's directly damaging the ozone layer. It's, ozone is what? It's called nascent oxygen. It's one of the important layer. It is built up by nascent oxygen. It protects us from ultraviolet rays. When you buy any sunglasses, they will tell it is protected by UV rays, right? What that means? UVs are not good. It's very dangerous, UV rays, and your eyes also has to be protected by that. But now the condition is the ozone layer that you're seeing is drastically, damaged, right? So UV rays are directly passing through Earth. So that is why this all, some branding is there. When you go to Fast Track or any, if when you buy any glasses, sunglasses, so UV rays are very dangerous. So this is due to what? Ozone layer is damaged severely by human intervention. So we will see how this ozone layer is damaging. Okay. Okay. We'll clean this, right? Okay. So it is lies in stratosphere actually, ozone, which is about 1.50 kilometer above the Earth's surface. The ozone layer. They are given what is the altitude here. It means the height from here to how much height you have to see to know this ozone layer. It is around 1050 kilometers. This is something they will ask in exam. This all in OMC question. I mean, one more question they will ask. The ozone stratosphere protects living organs. I think I already told you this. It will protect you, your skin and all. It absorbs UV rays, radiation, screen radiation. So I think I already told you that. So we'll move on. So hole in the ozone layer, I think I already given on diagram already. 2019, how much holes is there? So this is something caused how due to what? Means because of humans, there is control of the balance between the manning, means control of something and destruction of ozone that depends upon the existence of naturally occurring trace compounds. So those gases and all you're seeing, no, greenhouse gases. This because of that ozone layer damaging, because we call as in fridges and all, some gases will be releasing HCl we call, right? Hydrofluorogases. So these are the responsible gases for ozone layer depletion. So some unnatural compounds are added to this balance that are provide extra catalytic species, then the destruction of ozone will be enhanced. This situation is known as hole in the ozone layer or depletion. I think these are all the theory they are given, how this happens and all. So I already told you these things. Okay. So we'll move on. So ozone depletion substances I have given. I have told you fridges and all. Some gases will be released. That's why I give an example. So more example like hydrofluorochlorine. I already told you that. Next you have bromine, hydrogen, and nitric oxide. This is come how means by automobiles. This nitric oxide and hydrochloro things comes from fridges, and bromine, hydrogen also some industrial. Okay, so these are the gases cause ozone depletion. Okay, so more like this you have hydrofluorocarbon. I already told you some. These are the major gases. They have listed out here all these four gases. First, chlorofluorocarbon you have directly come from refrigerator, and also aerosol spray cans you have from that, and then you have hydrofluorocarbon directly from refrigerator it will come. Then bromofluorocarbons you have, it will come by fire extinguisher. So this, fire extinguisher, they're widely used when some fire, damage and all occurs in any spaces. Okay. So next you have nitric oxide. So this produced by nitrogen fertilizers also, and some, detonation of nuclear weapons also. this has produced. So next you have, this is the last thing I'm doing now, last 7 minutes remaining. Means what are all the effects you will see due to this ozone depletion. So this is the last concept. So first we will go to humans. With respect to humans, what are all the effects we will see? So you know that UV rays will be released because of the depletion of rays that will cause skin cancer. And also if your eyes are exposed, then you will see blindness. Okay, so then human resistivity is reduced, resulting allergies and infection. So three causes you have. Next, for aquatic system, you have direct damage to fauna and flora. Means all the plants and all the biodiversity will get affected. And also some mutation will happen. In COVID, you will be seeing right new strain is happening. What is that? That whole process we call as mutation. Okay, so that will be happening in plants. Something they have to survive, so they try to change their way of form or the living way it was there. So once it will be happening all around the universe, in the earth, we call mutation. You'll be seeing new strain in COVID like that. This ozone layer also causes some mutation in plants and animals. Some photosynthesis processes get affected. Okay, so next, with respect to material, you have degradation of point quality and plastics. With respect to material, mainly the plastics, and some degradation will be happening in the quality. Next, with respect to climate, you have global warming. Means the carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, it is increasing. So that is global warming. So this is what I cover is impact of ozone layer. So next you have measurement. How you will observe as a scientist or as an engineer, or if you are working on this ozone. So how you will measure the ozone is using this depletion unit. Okay. So we will see that now. What is this? It is actually expressed, the amount of atmospheric ozone expressed in depletion unit and measured by depletion spectrometer. I think these all ENC people will be learning this thing. Spectrometer, Raman spectrometer will be there. That's very widely used for studying most pollutants of air. Air pollution will be there, right? So we will use a spectrometer. In the ozone also we will use the same thing, and we will give a unit called Depson units. We will try to see the definition now. So what it is equivalent to 0.01 mm thickness of pure ozone at the density poses. It is brought to ground level of 1 atmosphere pressure. Means if you provide 1 atmosphere pressure, okay, to the ground level, what is the equivalent mm thickness of pure ozone that is seen by the spectrometer? So that is what this is expressed as 1 Depson unit. Okay, so this is nothing but some pressure. 1 atmosphere standard pressure is there. With respect to that pressure, the spectrometer will be measuring this thickness of ozone in mm as a 1 Depson unit. So that's the definition. So it means with respect to what temperature and latitude of ozone is, they're given in the next sentence. In the temperature latitude concentration of ozone 350 du, and tropics it is 250 du. So this is how the ozone will be in with this limit. Okay, so we'll see that. Next we have control measures. How can you control this ozone layer depletion? So main points are, you have to reduce what? Using this releasing of this chlorofluorocarbons and other ozone depleting chemicals. This means using refrigerator. This has to be avoided, but no one will do that. So that is the major control measure for reducing this ozone layer. Next, you have to make serious efforts to produce and propagate the use of alternative chemicals which do not deplete the ozone in stratosphere. Means you have to invent something where you can stop using all the four gases that you've gone through, right? These four gases, you have to invent something where you can start using alternate to these four gases. Thereby direct control we can make for depletion of this ozone layer. Okay, so yeah, so So that much only for today class. I think I covered 3 concepts today. Right. This first what I done. I think 2 minutes remaining. I will just quickly review. First, groundwater depletion I covered. We studied groundwater depletion. What are all the negative effect, and we studied how we can recharge this groundwater. 2 methods means what are the factors that depends, and then what are all the methods, how can we recharge this water. So that's first concept. Next we studied about climate change, the definition, and what is the causes. And with this climate change causes, we mainly studied ozone layer depletion happening, and we have studied this effects, ozone layer effects. First we studied all the 4 major contributing gases for this ozone. Then we studied the effects with respect to human and aquatic system and material and climate that we studied. After that, the last concept what we studied is how we can measure this ozone. Okay, it measured by Depson unit. Okay, and we also studied how we can control this ozone depletion layer. Okay, so this much only for today. Okay, I have taken a screenshot of all your attendance. Okay, so we try to meet in the next class. You can text directly to me if any questions or anything is there, or we try to wind up. Is it okay now, all of you? It's less than 1 minute, I think. It will end up, the session will end up. Okay, any questions you have?
No, sir.
Aishwarya? Yes, Aishwarya?
No, sir.
No,
No
sir.
questions, sir.
Okay, I will share this PPT. You just go through this now only. Okay.